Beruang & Co. was established on 27 April 2012. The idea of raising this company derived from our interest to provide special products for people worldwide. Thus, 5 of us share our ideas and knowledge in establishing this company and sustaining the competitive market share. My Beruang & Co. located in Mutiara Damansara, Selangor. For online service, we could be reached by website www.myberuangco.com.
The main product of our company is super amazing custom-made bear, which desired by many customers worldwide. Our services include production and selling bear through retail outlet, online and direct selling basis. Besides, we are providing surprise delivery, party props for any celebrations or events and custom-made bear according to our package.
From the principle of marketing, there are 4 categories of growth strategy, which are penetration strategy, product development strategies, market development strategies, diversification strategies. First, penetration strategies. A strategy to grow by encouraging existing customers to buy more of the firm's current product.
Second, market development strategy. Strategy to grow by selling the firm's existing products to new groups of customers.
Third, product development strategies. A strategy to grow by developing and selling new products to people who are already purchasing the firm's existing products.
Lastly, diversification strategy. A strategy to grow by selling a new product to a new market.
So, which strategy does My Beruang & Co. apply?
To make sure My Beruang & Co. company achieving sustainable competitive advantage in this competitive market while looking to their business opportunities, we will more focus on the marketing strategies that we plan and implemented in our product and services offered. As teddy bear producer, manufacturer and retailer, we always come up with strategic marketing planning to be sustained and increase our market share. We are glad to mention that our product demand is increasing by time. It is good for us, but we need to craft or prepare contingency plan in our business line. Example of our implemented strategy is market penetration strategy. This strategy is important for us to encourage our existing customer to buy more of our existing product. For instance, coupon and membership card for loyal customers. For coupon, the customer is entitled to get free teddy bear for every 100 ringgit and above purchasing value. This strategy is to stimulate customers' purchasing decision. On the other hand, membership card is like point collected depends on their amount purchased. Customer can redeem their point into cash. Furthermore, we also held Customer Appreciation Award ceremony every year as an effort to increase brand equity and customer satisfaction. This called as a win-win strategy in marketing. On the other hand, we also plan to implement product development strategy. Instead of that, offering the teddy bear, we develop our new product known as phone casing teddy bear. We are planning to develop this product, make and continue research and survey on customer preferences toward this kind of product. Instead of having hard phone cover like metal, iron, plastic and fiber which heavy material, we use teddy bear soft and high quality material of phone casing. So this will make consumer feel comfortable and easy to hold their phone.
Implications of growth for the firm. The growing of a business can provide the entrepreneur more power to influence firm performance. As the firm grows, it changes. These changes introduce a number of managerial challenges. There are 4 categories of pressures in challenges. First, pressures on human resources. Growth is also fueled by the firm of employees. If employees are spread too thin by the pursuit of growth, then the firm will face problems of employee morale employee burnout, and increase in employee turnover. These employee issues could also have a negative impact on the firm's corporate culture. Next pressure is pressures on the management of employees. Many entrepreneurs find that as the venture grows, they need to change their management style. That is, change the way they deal with employees. Management decision making that is the exclusive domain of the entrepreneur can be dangerous to the success of a growing venture. This is sometimes difficult for the entrepreneur to realize since he or she has been involved in all important decisions since the business was created. However, to survive, the entrepreneur will need to consider some managerial changes. Next is pressures on the entrepreneur's time. This is a common problem for all managers. It is particularly applicable to entrepreneurs who are growing their businesses. Lastly, pressures on existing financial resources. Growth has large appetite for cash. Investing in growth means that the firm resources can become stretched quite thin. With financial resources highly stretched, the firm is more vulnerable to unexpected expenses that could push the firm over the edge and into bankruptcy. Resources in serve is required to ensure against most environmental shocks and to foster further innovations. How to overcome pressures on existing human resources? Generally, the new venture does not have the luxury of human resource department that can interview, hire, and evaluate employees. Some entrepreneurs are using professional employer organizations. As an example, Trinet Employee Group Inc. is one of the firms that provide the service. Another organization hired the firm to assume most of the human resource tasks of the new venture. These involve recruiting, hiring, setting up benefit programs, payroll, and even firing decisions. In growing the workforce, we as an entrepreneurs face the decision of what proportion of workforce should be permanent and what proportion should be part-time, and this decision involves a number of trade-offs. On the one hand, a greater percentage of part-time workers represents a lower fixed cost, which provides the firm greater flexibility in dealing with changes in external environment. On the other hand, personnel instability is more likely with part-time workers because turnover is typically higher and part-time workers are less committed to the firm because they have less of personnel stake in its performance. How to overcome pressures on the management of employees? Managing change is often a complex task, one that is better undertaken with a participative style of management. A participative style of management is one in which the entrepreneur involves others in the decision-making process. There are a number of advantages to using a participative management style when a firm is growing. First, the complexity of growing a business and managing change increases the information processing demands on the entrepreneur. Involving others in the decision-making process is a way of reducing these demands. Second, highly qualified managers and employees are an important resource for coming up with new ways to tackle current problems. Third, if employees are involved in the decision-making process, they are more prepared and more motivated to implement the decided course of action. Finally, in most cultures, employees enjoy the added responsibility of making decisions and taking initiative. In such a case, a participative management style will enhance job satisfaction. There are some activities that entrepreneurs can do to institute a more participative style of management and successfully grow the business. First, establish a team spirit. A team spirit involves the belief by everyone in the organization that they are in this thing together, and by working together, great things can be achieved. Small but important actions by the entrepreneur can create this team spirit. For example, the entrepreneur should establish a we spirit, not a me spirit, in meetings and memoranda to employees as well as to other stakeholders. Next, communicate with employees. Open and frequent communication with employees builds trust and diminishes fear. The entrepreneur should listen to what is on the minds of his or her employees. The entrepreneur should solicit suggestions on how a department or the firm as a whole can be more effectively manage growth and improve its performance. Next, provide feedback. The entrepreneur should frequently provide feedback to employees. Feedback needs to be constructive such that it enables the employee to improve the quality of a particular task but does not attack the person and create a fear of failure. The entrepreneur should also seek feedback from others. For this feedback to be valuable, it must be honest, which requires a culture that values open and honest communication. After that, delegate some responsibility to others. With an increasing number of tasks for the entrepreneur, he or she cannot be available to make every management decision. Key employees must be given the flexibility to take initiative and make decisions without the fear of failure. This requires the entrepreneur to create a culture that values rewards employee for taking initiative and see failure as a positive attempt rather than a negative outcome. Lastly, provide continuous training for employees. By training employees, the entrepreneur increases employees' ability and capacity to improve their own performance at a particular task and as a result, improve the chance of successfully growing the firm. How to overcome pressures on entrepreneurs' time? How does one more effectively manage time? Time management is the process of improving an individual's productivity through more efficient use of time. There are some benefits of time management. First, increased productivity. Time management helps the entrepreneur determine the tasks of greatest importance and focuses his or her attention on successfully completing those tasks. This means that there will always be sufficient time to accomplish the most important things. Second, increased job satisfaction. Increased productivity means that more of the important tasks are successfully completed, which in turn enhances the entrepreneur's job satisfaction. Third, improve interpersonal relationship. The time spent will be of a higher quality of time, allowing entrepreneurs improve relationships with others inside and outside the firm, including family. Fourth, reduce time anxiety and tension. Effective time management reduces concerns and anxieties, which frees up information processing and improves the quality of the entrepreneur's decision. Lastly, better health. By reducing anxiety and tension and improving productivity, job satisfaction and relationship with others, there is less psychological and sociological strain on the mind and body, resulting in improved health. Time management can also include scheduling time to eat well and exercise. Good health and the energy that it brings is vital for an entrepreneur growing his or her business. Now, we continue with basic principles of time management. First principle is principle of desire. The principle of desire requires that the entrepreneur recognize that he or she is a time waster, that time is an important resource, and that there is a need to change personal attitudes and habits regarding the allocation of time. Second, principle of effectiveness. The principle of effectiveness requires the entrepreneur to focus on the most important issues, even when under pressure. Third, principle of analysis. This principle provides information to the entrepreneur about how time is currently being allocated, which will also highlight inefficient or inappropriate investment of time. Fourth, principle of teamwork. This principle is acknowledgement that only a small amount of time is actually under one's control and that most of one's time is taken by others. Next principle is principle of prioritized planning. The principle of prioritized planning requires the entrepreneur to categorize his or her tasks by their degree of importance and then allocate time to tasks based on this categorization. Lastly, principle of reanalysis. The principle of reanalysis requires the entrepreneur to periodically review his or her time management process.
Overcoming pressure on existing financial resources. We overcome this pressure through financial control. The first, managing cash flow. In MyBrong & Co., we do a monthly cash inflow that can compare the budgeted statement with the actual result. It is useful in providing some clue as to where cash flow problems may exist. It is to list down the problems. For example, why the sales are not to its expectation, or why the actual expenses are more than the budgeted. Unfavorable sales, where the sales are not to its expectation. If the lower amount is due to non-payment by customers, we as entrepreneur may need to try enforcing faster payment by sending reminders letters to our customers. Unfavorable expenses. The actual cost of raw materials is higher than the budgeted, for example. For this, we need to find another supplier in order to reduce the price or try to increase the product's price. Second, managing inventory. Too much inventory can create a huge cost as we may need a bigger warehouse. Too little inventory can create unhappy customers that they can find other substitute. Therefore, we installed a system or software that allows us to monitor inventory turnover, percentage of orders shipped on time, length of time to fill back orders, and percentage of customer complaints to shipped orders. Third, managing fixed asset. Fixed asset will have certain costs related to them. They will require servicing and insurance and will affect utility costs. Plus, some of the fixed assets also will be depreciated over time, which will be reflected in the value of the asset. In order for us to have a new fixed asset, we need to make an analysis and calculation. In making decision, either we can afford to buy new fixed asset or leasing could be considered as an alternative. We consider all costs associated with the decision as well as its impact on cash flows.
Businesses have to keep accurate financial records. Well-kept records also help businesses run more efficiently. Here we'll explain how having an effective record-keeping system will help you run your business better and save you time and money. Keeping good records is a key part of running a business. A good rule of thumb is to keep all the information that supports the figures on your tax return for at least 6 years. This means you must record your takings and expenses and keep copies of invoices, receipts and bank statements. But you'll find that doing more than the minimum required by law makes good business sense. Keeping a cash book shows money going into and out of your business, which helps you to keep a close eye on cash flow. And using sales and purchase ledgers allows you to keep track of how much customers owe you and how much you owe your suppliers. With good business records, you'll be confident you're paying the right amount of tax. They'll help you convince a bank or another lender that your business is sound. And they'll help you to budget, so there are no nasty surprises when it's time to pay your tax bills. We've talked about your legal obligations and the benefits of keeping good records. Now let's look at how to keep them. Computerized record systems have lots of advantages over paper-based systems. Even simple spreadsheet packages let you add, delete, change and share data. They also do the calculations for you, which cuts down on errors. Creating reports that can help you run your business more effectively. If you keep computerized records, make sure you have a way of saving or backing up the information and storing it securely off the premises in case your system fails. Computer failure isn't a valid reason for having no records. Of course, having some paperwork in your business is unavoidable. Things like invoices and receipts need to be properly filed so you can easily create your business records from them.